I often get asked the question, should I write my memoir in present tense or past tense? Hi, this is Carolyn V. Hamilton from Memoir to Legacy, and I want to talk to you in this video about that idea. So here's my take on this. First, let me tell you what I did. I wrote my first memoir, Coming to Las Vegas, a true tale of sex, drugs, and Sin City in the 70s, in present tense. My intention at the time was simply to tell a bunch of funny stories about when I worked as a cocktail waitress at the original MGM Grand in Las Vegas. This was during the first 3 years that it was open. Now, present tense just seemed natural. I was also, I was writing under the influence, shall we say, of the comedian I lived with and all the stand-up comics who are our friends. And I noticed that stand-up comedy is often written in present tense. So it seemed logical to me that if I wanted to tell funny stories, to use present tense. For my second memoir, I Help I Married a Comedian, I wrote in the past tense because I considered it a more serious story. And I just felt more comfortable in the past tense, relating the 30 plus years of our relationship, my relationship with comedy. I've read a lot of memoirs, both bestsellers and others that weren't bestsellers or haven't yet become bestsellers, but are all well written. I never felt as a reader that a particular book should have been written in one tense or the other. I've never thought to myself, oh, she shouldn't have written this in present tense or past tense. It would have been better probably because when I'm caught up in the story, I don't really notice, and I don't think your reader will either. You can Google this question and you'll get conflicting opinions. I've read that the majority of memoirs and personal essays and autobiographies are written in the past tense. It kind of makes sense because you're telling a story that happened in the past, so this feels natural. The other side of the argument is that present tense is more suitable in memoir because the genre exudes more immediate and vicarious, if you will, stories. Your reader can feel they're experiencing what happened to you in real time. And present tense puts out there a kind of pacing that creates a more immediate and intense emotional reaction in your reader. It can add to the tension and the suspense for them. I just finished reading a memoir called The Part That Burns by Janine Ouellette. And she goes back and forth with past tense and present tense. And it works well for her as she weaves her story through time and place. It doesn't feel uncomfortable at all. And again, I was so engrossed in her story that I didn't feel at all put off by her switching back and forth from present to past tense and back to present tense. The bottom line is that you can go back and forth. I've seen present tense used effectively in emotional sequences and past tense used for more factual happenings. So go with what you're most comfortable with. No reader is going to decide not to buy your book because it's in one tense or the other. After all, how would you tell it to your best friend over lunch and a glass of wine? If you liked this video, please subscribe below so you can get other new videos as I make them for you. And please like this video. Thank you for watching.